celestial god. The elements in my hand. The Mike Tyson throwing darts at the phone blind. The flexing of the ex nihilo canvas of who be. The calling of the curtain multi-galaxy gold mine. The 737 sex bridge and a route to 660. I've always been a fan of the and one. Not plain, but I jumped out and sure I could land one. The skydiving greatest celebration of woman. Branded for first place seconds from the vaginal hand run. The gravitational rock and optical lock. Ash, the bright orange is pouring the topical shock. Struck the catwalk, the dog fight for king of the grouper. Individual who reaps residuals for the stupor. When it wears off the fair soft skin of the climbers. Salt the mountaintop kissing and the roar of the lion. Let the motion of the oceanic flow be the timers of the main event I came in with to pour into Zion. Crashes NASA on my chest of astrophysics and master degrees. So the resistance enforces a take two. The fact Valentino doctrine of a squirrel. I guarantee the nut of wet tissue paper to break through and blow discovery to escape who the ink drying of who's supplying life, assigning the dead rice. The middle of the civil delivery, discerning of the journal, the kneading of the dough in my headlights. My dear, you better buckle up, I strut as a buck. The wild roller coaster ride, fire fanning at light speed, and network for you to stay inspired to suck, and brings its own first aid in for the bandit you might need. Foxholes are only smart for the troops who have a shot at shelter against the fiery attack. But the fact that I own the whole ground and the spark in this white world of gas is really irony and black.
Now who holds the curtain of all that exists and the lids that emits from his fist? It's Mr. Universe. The contents of the elements melts in his hands according to his belt and demands. Now who holds the scroll of all that exists and the lids that emits from his fist? It's Mr. Universe. The contents of the elements melt in his hands according to his belt and demands.
Merge constellations in response to the ancient. My scrolling finger gave pitch to the black holes. The quantum matter made in scale to an atomic sanction and trace a pattern to a switch in the black souls. A fair enough assertion. The aquanautic, the aeronautic, the astronomic has incremental hints suggesting that my ass was on it. Right in the asteroid to blast past the voids of the continuum that mass destroyed. Now set that in the context of bomb sex. You've landed on the active rays of extremities of interweaves, lascivious and interstellar cellar, where the lower thieves oblivious to thinner breeze of energy. The binary blind find very defined climb to carry a divine cherry to the Milky Way and pop it. So the solar magnetic field for better yield, a telescopic, and this planetary never tell us stop it. You need to bleed to meet the medium man. The burster of the Ursa Major calculates a lesser burst, defeats the purpose of the heat in your hand. When the creases of the cosmic shape releases off the pressure first. 11 doors of metaphors into hyperspace, 4-dimensional and 6 in potential practice, and set a course that fed a force as a sniper face. You gotta ask my X, but Y is Z axis. Celestial rest in its kinetic pulling solar flares. When the golden ratio is set to lunar first, and cords of energy ascending heat to polar bears. Perform fellatio to sunny Mr. Universe.
Now who holds the curtain of all that exists and the lids that emits from his fist? It's Mr. Universe. The contents of the elements melts in his hands according to his belt and demands. Now who holds the scroll of all that exists and the lids that emits from his fist? It's Mr. Universe. The contents of the elements melt in his hands according to his belt and demands. Who holds the curtain of all that exists and the lids that emits from his fist? It's Mr. Universe. The contents of the elements melt in his hands according to his belt and demands. Now who holds the scroll of all that exists and the lids that emits from his fist? It's Mr. Universe. The contents of the elements melt in his hands according to his belt and demands.